Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and I just really want to get some of my Valentine crafting done before I have to empty more stuff and pack more stuff away. So I have these little pack, it's a 6-pack of these little wooden gnomes. I bought these at Christmas from Dollarama for $1.50. So I'm going to paint 3 of them pink and 3 of them red. And the only paint I have, I love spray paint, it's so fast and easy. All I have today is tempera paint. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to paint these, but I'm going to just paint them completely, just one side. I'm not going to worry about where I need the paint to be or not to be. So I'm just going to go and paint 3 of them red and then 3 of them pink. And so when I get these all painted and they're dry, I'll be back so we can start to actually finish these up. Okay, so I didn't have a letter O, but I had the letter Q. I just kind of put this back so you can see. So I had the letter Q, I just painted it, and then I just broke those 2 little extra pieces off. So now I'm just going to paint that and touch it up. And I don't know where my sandpaper is right this minute, but I'm gonna see if I can find any and kind of make it a little more round if possible. And then I've also decided how I'd like to make this. I'm going to make it into a banner, so I kind of figured out how I want to space out the letters and my little gnomes. I've also decided that I'm going to give them all black shoes, so I've got my pencil line to where I'm going to paint it black, and then I've got it figured out how big I want their hats to be. So I'm just going to go and touch up the O and paint their feet black, and when all that has dried, I'll be back to finish on working on their faces. Okay, so the feet are still a little bit wet, and I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do with their hats. And then I decided I've got some nice Valentine napkins here. So I've got the ones with the white heart, and then I got these other ones here. It's got a mixture of different hearts that look like candy. That's the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to just use some of my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to decoupage the napkin to the gnomes, just to their hats, just so they're give something to their hats. I don't know if this is a 2-ply or a 3-ply, but every once in a while I have trouble separating the napkins. I see. Usually the napkins I have trouble with are when they have these little rows of dots. Some of them have a thicker amount of dots. Is this only a 2-ply? It just seems really thin. Oh, it is a 3-ply. Okay. I also find the 3-plies I also have more trouble separating than the 2-plies. Okay. So make these pulled apart. There we go. Once I get one spot going. And because I'm doing small little ones, I'm not so worried if I lose a little bit of the corner of the napkin. Depending on your project, for what I'm doing, that would be okay. Sometimes you need the full sheet, and you really want to try to avoid that as much as possible. But since I only need 6 little baby sections of this, I'm just going to fold this napkin and I'm just going to tear it into 6 little sections here. If I can. The napkin just doesn't seem to want to cooperate. I do have water pens. I just don't know where they are right this minute. I'm just going to quickly, like I said, it's just napkins are easy to tear anyways, so it just kind of depends on how much of the napkin you need for what type of a project you're doing. Since I'm doing these little baby gnomes and it's just their hats, even that is a big piece of just trying to place it so I can cover it and it's going to look good. Okay, I think there. just gonna grab my paintbrush, and I'm just gonna, I'm almost out of Mod Podge, but last time I was at the store it was just a little bit more than what I wanted to spend. And I kind of gave myself an idea of where I thought the hat should come down to. So I just drew it in, light pencil mark. I want to get a good amount on here. And then just set my napkin back down in place. And just kind of, with my finger, just lightly brush it out. Like that. I'm just going to do that with all 6 of these little gnomes. I just thought this one here just made the most sense. This napkin here has pink, red, and white in the napkin, so I just thought that would just be perfect to go with the little gnomes. So I guess their faces are going to be red and pink. I'm trying to figure out what I was going to do for their noses. I was going to use a little round little wooden beads, but I cannot find them, and the only beads I seem to be able to find right now are plastic ones. I don't know if the plastic ones are gonna look good. Might just be too big. See, just, and I don't mind where the hole is, only because I do want to string these up to make like a little garland for around my fireplace, although I can't really hang much up at the moment, but it'd be kind of cute. Maybe I'll just put a couple little tacks up here on the wall behind me and just have it hanging up behind me. I'm also trying to keep my gnomes in the order and the direction that I wanted them to go to, because I want to make a nice banner. That was the thing, I was trying to figure out the order of the gnomes, which way do I want their hats to face. This one like this. I just kind of want it where, so I'm not getting the hearts right in the exact same pattern on all the hats. I will be able to tell that each of their hats is, you know, different pattern. Nice. I'm just doing a good light coat of Mod Podge, and then I will go back over top. Can you see where my, and then I will go over top with another coat of Mod Podge, and then I will let these dry, and then I will come back when it's ready to sand. And that's always my favorite part when doing this, is watching how, you know, you're watching it get revealed as you sand. And like I said, you know, these pieces were big enough to cover like the whole gnome, and I only needed to cover their hats, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna go over top. So I hope if I could see where my glue is, the Mod Podge. Okay. And I'm just going to seal it in. Just a good coat right over top, like that. I know some people don't worry about that, but when I'm Mod Podging, I always have all my brush strokes going the same direction. I just think, especially when you have, this one is just the matte, but I find that more when I do the gloss. If my brush strokes go in a few different directions, you can see all of the brush strokes. So I always try hard to try to go in the same direction. Or if I'm going, you know, or if I can't, like if I have to turn this, then I will then make sure that all my brush strokes are either going up and down, like, you know, vertically or across horizontally. Because there will be times when your project is just kind of big and you may have to move it around to get every side. But if I work with all my brush strokes, like this one I'm working this way, but if I needed to, if I start bringing them down this way, then all my brush strokes are still the same, you know, visual direction. Let me see. I don't know if that really matters to people, but I find it that I just really notice things like that. I'm going to do these last couple gnomes with their Mod Podge on their hats. Let this dry, and I'll be back when they're dry and we're sanding and adding noses. Alright, so I'm just gonna got my little gnomes here. These have had a full day to fully dry, and I did cut it down a little bit as it was drying just so the pieces weren't so big for me to work with. And I would take a sanding block, but I don't know where one is, but I just have a regular nail file, and I'm just gonna go right along the edge of it, and it just comes right off really easy. And these nail files are from the dollar store. You can buy them in packs. Dollar Tree, they sell them in packs of like 2 or 4. Dollarama, I found, my last one I bought from there, a pack of, I think it was 24 or 28 for $4. I have these, for whatever reason, I have a cat and he eats nail files. So I always just buy mine from the dollar store, because I'm like, if I were to leave it on the counter and he gets it, he's just going to eat it. And then after he's eaten it, I use it for crafting, or even after I've used it for my nails, I will also just, you know, after a while they get just brought to the craft room and they get used for just this type of crafting. You just want to go in just a one downward motion, and there we go. He's got his little hat. So I'm just gonna do this for all of these. I'm trying to keep these in order because I had figured out how I wanted them to sit and to have the word love as well. So I decided I'm gonna turn it into a nice banner. Doesn't take a lot of filing to get this off. You just got to be careful because the hat does have a little bit of a shape to it. I kind of forgot about that. It's a little more rounded looking over here, and I just about wrecked it. But, so I'm just going to go and do the other 4 more to do. So I'll just do these and then I'll be right back and we'll kind of go to assembling and making the gnomes. Okay. So I've got them all sanded. Now the only thing is this extra little piece that's here. I'm just going to grab my scissors. I just realized I don't have them in front of me. Grab my little precision scissors here. I'm just gonna, maybe I'll just use the X-Acto knife. I can get okay, there we go. There, so I can hat. So then I want to make them with beards. So I've got this faux fur trim and I've cut out 6 little squares like this. And then I realized if I glue this on, I mean, you can't even see their feet. You know, I just realized, you know, doing certain things, it's like I thought I had figured this out and then doing stuff and then, you know, kind of change your mind on what you're doing. So I'm just going to glue this right here, right along the top of where their hat is. And just like that. Gonna look like that, and then from the back it looks like this. So I don't even know why I even bothered doing all that painting, because I had an idea and then, you know, I kind of changed my mind. But that's what I love about crafting is, you know, while you start crafting and you want to do something, and with right now with my supplies kind of being packed away, I kind of couldn't get to what I wanted. So I'm just gonna flip out his beard, that, and then I was thinking I've got the little plastic pony beads to make their nose, or I also have these little white silk little flowers. So I'm going to use the white flowers, but you can't see white on the white. So I'm just going to grab a red marker and I'm just going to color this in if possible. Kind of like really satiny. Like that. As you can see, the marker actually bled right through the back, so that's okay. And then just gonna put the little nose. Like that. So I'm just gonna get the other 5 done with the beards and the nose, and then we can just do a little more decorative trim to the top of the hat and then put the whole sign together. All right, so I got all the little gnomes kind of here. They got little heart noses. And I'm gonna finish up the trim on their hat. And I have this Valentine ribbon I've had for several years. I'm not sure where this came from. Oh, it says it's from Michael. So I got it in a big batch of ribbon, either from a garage sale or a thrift store. So it says Happy Valentine's Day, and it's got some little hearts. So I'm gonna give 3 of them that will say Happy Valentine's Day with the heart at the end, and then 3 of them that will have Happy Valentine's Day with the heart at the front. Just thought it'd be kind of, you know, cute, just so we're alternating. I'm just going to get these lined up because I had it figured out. Something happened here because I had it figured out and I'm just trying to lay them down and now it's not. Okay. These ones are reversed. There we go. So I've got the little things and I'm gonna glue them right along the top here where I guess it could have been their arms, but I was using it more for their hat. And a little bit over on top of the beard, just so you don't see all the little loose cut ends. More glue sticks. Can't wait till I move and I get to design a whole craft room. Okay, yes, this is the one. Okay, so I'm gonna put some glue on the ribbon, just like that. Just gonna do the top all of these. Just take a minute. It's after school time, so there's a lot of people outside walking by the back gate right now. I'm just gonna set these up here so I know which ones I've done. So I can move this one over. Just because I'm running out of space, I'm just using this tiny little baby table for crafting. I don't have a lot of room. You see, like this mat, I don't know, it's got a little measuring, so it's about 60 centimeters. And then I have enough edge right here for my glue gun to fit, and then enough room on the other side where my scissors are just sitting. So I don't have, a lot of room to work with right this second. So I'm just worried I'm gonna knock everything off this table and but so far I haven't knocked anything off the table, or at least not yet today. And usually when I say that, that's when I usually end up dropping things. And one more. I've got all the gnomes made. So now to string these up, I'm just gonna figure out how long, so probably about, so I like, but I'm not gonna use this ribbon. I'm gonna go and see if I can find my other ribbon. If not, I'll have to use this one. If I was gonna use it, then I would probably do it backwards and have a nice red ribbon. But I had another ribbon out the other day. Like I said, I think it was earlier this week, I had the other ribbon out to do this, and then I couldn't get to this, and I've had to put stuff away. So I'm just gonna go see if I can find the other ribbon, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found a little bit of this silver ribbon. I'm gonna say it's actually a little bit longer than my table, so that will be perfect. I'm just gonna find the halfway, and then I'm gonna figure out which is the top of the ribbon, which is the bottom. So on this one, I don't think it matters. Just gonna make myself a little halfway mark. So I'm just gonna glue each of these gnomes on here. So I'm gonna go a gnome, a letter, gnome, letter, gnome, gnome, letter, gnome, letter, gnome. So the word love has 4 letters, and I've got 6 gnomes. So in the center, I'm gonna put 2 gnomes. figure out where I want these to sit. It's always, you know, getting your first couple centered, and then it's just so much easier to go from there. And there goes my hot glue gun. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just trying to figure out where to center these gnomes. And I think I'm going to use the hat. So the ribbon of their hat, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to line that up with the bottom of the ribbon they're hanging onto. And then to center the letters, I think I'm going to actually just center the letters. I think that just works the best. Like that. So now I'm just going to get my hot glue gun. This is probably why it doesn't work, because I drop it all the time. I'm just going to glue the letters on and then get the gnomes glued on after. Just because the gnomes are kind of holding the space for the letters. Just gonna grab another glue stick. And on the last gnome. Okay, I'm just gonna give this glue a few minutes to dry, and then I'm just gonna go and grab a few tacks. I'm just gonna hang it up on the wall behind me. So I'll just be right back, and I'll show you what it looks like displayed. All right, so I got the banner hanging up, and then I happened to notice when I turned the light on that where the little hanger is, because I didn't fill that in, you can actually see the little hole. Not on all of them, but some of them is like more noticeable. Just, I guess it just depends on, you know, like the darker the red. Okay, I don't know what happened. I just kind of paused. I don't know. Okay, so the darker the red, it's less noticeable. The more lighter it is, the more noticeable the little hole is. I usually have, if I'm doing something like this, I'll usually fill it in with putty or something. But I guess I thought that I was actually going to hang it using string or ribbon through it, and then I changed my mind. So I've got a few different choices here. I'm just going to move my camera down. Okay, so I've got this one here. It's just these stickers, little gems. These ones have got the white and the black. And then I have these metallic roses, silver and red. So I think I'm going to use the metallic silver and red. So I'll do one silver and one red and just go across them all. So I'm just going to go and do that. I think these already have, yeah, these already have the little sticky things, so they should be, you know, good enough. So I'm just going to open these, put these on, and then I'll be right back. So I wanted to show off the silver because of the ribbon. So I used the silver roses, and then I used a big silver gem just at the very top just to give it a little more decorative touch. And then I also had some of this other gold little beaded trim. So that sticky pearl bead things, whatever they're called. Can't think of the exact wording, but I had some of these sitting here, so I put some, just kind of just adds a little more to their hat. Just gonna move my lamp so I can just step back a little bit so you can see the whole little garland. So it's just the little Valentine gnomes. Oops. Just move my lamp out of my way so I don't knock it over. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channel and watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next ones. Bye.